I'm David, and we're going to look at how to turn yucca leaves into rope or cordage. The first thing we need to do is we need to get the plant fibers from the yucca leaves. If you have the ability, it's nice to spend a little bit of time beating the yucca plant. What this does is it loosens up the plant fibers and the flesh on the plant. Now, it's nice, it makes it a little easier, but you don't have to beat it. You can instead just scrape it, and that's what we're going to do. So we've got a couple ways to scrape the plant. Come on in. You can certainly use the sharp edge of a knife, and it's going to scrape pretty fast and easy. However, you're also going to dull your knife, and you don't have to use it. So with my pocket knife, I'll just close it and I'll use the back end to scrape it, put a little back into it, put a little weight onto it, give it a good scrape. Now, other objects will work just fine, such as your common butter knife. So, come on, get in real close here. See how we're scraping the flesh off of the plant, right? That's where it started, and that's where we are now. And so I'm going to keep at this on both sides. Now if you look at the plant, I've actually got most of it off. There's still a little bit around the edges. So I'll take a moment and break it up a little bit. Just work my fingers up and down. Twist the plant. Get it nice and loose. These little side edges are going to break away. Up the plant, and then, for good measure, go back once you've broken it up a little bit and give it another good scraping, both sides, top to bottom. Alright, so look at where we are now. Like you can see the fibers just want to split apart, and that's what we want. This is an example of an earlier plant, and what I like to do is I'll just start in the middle and just use my fingernails and start to split them apart right there in the middle. As many little threads as I can get. Looks great, but what you end up with is all these thin fibers, and each one of these is very strong, surprisingly strong, and by cording them together, we're going to make the whole unit stronger than the sum of the parts, because it's going to balance out the weak areas in each individual fiber. So the longer time you spend splitting it up into little strings, the more uniform your cordage will end up being. But this is our raw material with which to start making cordage. Alright, we are going to turn our yucca threads into cordage, into rope, using a technique called 2-ply reverse wrap. 2-ply reverse wrap. So, first, if you can, get your threads nice and free of the plant flesh, and then group them up with one side somewhat uniform. One side somewhat uniform. And then we're going to start about 1/3 of the way down. And here's how it goes. With 2-ply reverse wrap, we're taking our threads and we're twisting them against each other one way and then twisting them back the other way. And so starting about 1/3 down from that top, I'm going to start twisting these two ends against each other, against each other, against each other. And then what happens is we get this little nub, this little loop that forms. Right? Now that's what we want. We're going to keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting, and at this point I'll pinch both ends in one hand and I'll pinch the loop in my left hand. And this is where we start the technique. Here's how it goes. On the top one you're going to twist away, then you grab the bottom one and twist back. Top one twists away, grab the bottom one and twist the whole thing back. So the top one I twist away, grab the bottom one, twist the whole thing back. Now I move my thumb up and pinch. Grab the top one, twist away, grab the bottom one, whole thing twist back towards. Move my thumb, change where I'm pinching the knot. Twist the top one away. Sometimes it takes more than one twist. Grab the bottom one and twist the whole thing back. Top one away, grab the bottom one, whole thing back. Top one away, grab the bottom one, whole thing back. Top one away, grab the bottom one, whole thing back. Top one away, whole thing back. And this is how it should look at this point. Now notice, it doesn't unravel, it doesn't come apart because of how we're twisting the fibers in opposite directions, and so the friction holds them together and it doesn't unwind. Alright, so now I'm getting to the end of that shorter end, and I need to splice in some new fibers. So we're going to splice in some new fibers to our shorter end. So we're going to grab another little bundle of strings of cord here and get it kind of uniform at one end, and then we're going to just marry it to the shorter end. Just marry it, and it can overlap like it is right there, that's fine. And this bundle, you want it about the same thickness or amount of strings that is just 1/2 of your original cord if you want to keep it uniform length. So I marry it to the top of the shorter end, and then simply restart the 2-ply reverse wrap. Take this top end, twist it away. So I'm just going to cord it in, reach the bottom end, twist it over. Switch, top end, twist, bottom end, twist back. Top end twists away, bottom end twists back. Top one twists away, bottom one twists back. Top one twists away, bottom twist back. Twist away, twist back. Now, at a certain point, we get past those short ends. Now, this is what we've created. You can see here's the end of the new stuff, but the old stuff has just gotten corded in. So we can go and we can cut this later, and we'll just keep going. This is all the new, or one of these ends, this end I would imagine, is the new cord right there. So I'll just keep going with this technique and make a little bit of rope. How strong is this cord? Well, let's find out. It's either really strong or I'm really weak.